And now we have a nominee in the Government and Economic Development category, and that's with the EDCC and OEDIT working together. I'm talking with Meredith Marshall and Kim Woodworth. Thank you so much, ladies, for being on the show with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Tell us a little bit about your work in EODIT and EDCC and how you came together in this collaboration.
So with the opportunity to do the Economic Development Week, it is an opportunity to increase awareness on the economic prosperity for Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And that's at the heart of what OEDIT and EDCC is about. The Economic Development Council of Colorado partners very closely and aligns with what the Colorado Office of Economic Development and International Trade does in order to increase the prosperity of our communities across the state of Colorado.
Wonderful. Tell me kind of how the project came together a little bit. We will talk more in the upcoming segment, but give us a brief summary of how this worked out.
Meredith, would you like to answer that?
Absolutely. So EDCC initially developed this idea of coming together around Economic Development Week as a state agency and a nonprofit organization that represents economic developers from around the state. And the idea was to promote and advance economic development throughout this week by using our strong partnerships around the state. And we took it a step further by using some in-depth research OEDIT had recently conducted around what makes a resilient community. So throughout the week, each day was dedicated to some of those drivers, including things like education and encouraging communities to highlight some of their best practices that help to contribute to resilient communities.
Wonderful. Meredith Marshall, Kim Woodworth, we will talk more with you coming up in the next segment, and we have another nominee to look forward to. We have another nominee to talk with just now. We'll be right back. And next we're talking with the Colorado Technology Foundation nominee in the technology category, and I have Kelly Underell here to give us some information. Kelly, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about Colorado Technology Foundation, how that came to be.
Yeah, really happy to. We sit under the Colorado Technology Association. That's a membership organization representing about 350 technology companies or companies that have technology talent across the state. And that association, has been around for almost 25 years, focused on policy, focused on economic development, community building, so that's probably what they're most known for, just community events, thought leadership. And our fourth pillar of that organization is talent and workforce for the tech industry. That's such a key area where we really need to focus on for the future of our industry. We're fast-moving, fast-paced, and technology really is everywhere. And so our foundation was launched 3 years ago, really focused on that talent and workforce piece. So how do we elevate the technology talent pipeline for the state of Colorado? And essentially diversifying and expanding that talent pool and that homegrown talent.
And how are you doing that? You're kind of reaching out to the future workforce.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to build that pipeline all the way from students to adults, but really we focused on to date really around high school students mostly, and building that pipeline around career awareness, around internships, mentorships, apprenticeships, anything that exposes them to the skills, the knowledge, and just the awareness around what the technology industry can offer these students.
Well, and I think there's so many really neat opportunities now that you can bring some STEM programs together. Kids get really interested because technology is more a part of their lives than those of us that come to it as an almost afterthought.
Absolutely. Their digital literacy is amazing, just how they navigate technology and how it's just really a piece of their lives, but then showing them sort of what a career in tech could look like, whether that's an IT occupation or coding or QA testing, sort of all sorts of different roles that can be entry points for these students that otherwise might not have a mentor in STEM or a mentor in tech to show them what a career in tech could look like.
Right, because not necessarily if they're like us, their parents aren't as involved in it to be able to give that perspective.
Exactly, especially our diverse, our minority populations that are, just really don't have that perhaps sort of mentorship and role models in the class, and certainly female students really benefit from programs like this. So we really focus on that diverse population especially.
Thanks, Kelly. And we're going to talk more with you in an upcoming segment, but give us an idea of some of the collaboration efforts that are making this work.
Yeah, so we really look to be that convener, that connector between industry and education. So we have this great membership of industry leaders across the state that want to build their pipelines and want to have an impact in this. And then we work with programs like the Denver Public Schools Career Connect program and CareerWise Colorado. Those are both amazing models that offer internships, mentorships, apprenticeships, career exploration days. They're really working with the students in the schools, and we really work as that sort of bridge to our industry to sort of match make those opportunities and really share with our industry members why opportunities like this are really important to their own future of their industry.
Wonderful. We're talking with Kelly Underell. She is with the Colorado Technology Foundation, one of our nominees in the technology category, and very exciting, they're nominated along with IBM and the Center for Technology Research and Commercialization, known as C-TRAC. So we will look forward to learning more. And if you'll stay with us, we'll talk with a nominee with EDCC and OEDIT coming up. We're so glad you're staying with us today as we talk with nominees for the Colorado Business Roundtable Collaboration in Industry Awards. Today we're talking with some nominees in the Government and Economic Development category. We're talking with Meredith Marshall of OEDIT and Kim Woodworth of Economic Development Council of Colorado. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
Thanks. And you are nominated with the City of Denver and with the Denver Regional Councils of Governments. So I don't want to say competition, but it's really a great rounded out of what's going on here in Colorado. So we're proud to have you. You were able to get kind of team up and promote Colorado during the National Economic Development Week, and tell me how you were able to do that and increase awareness for some of the local programs.
Yeah. Yeah. So EDCC and OEDIT have a strong existing relationship that goes back many years. So partnership comes pretty easily to us. So through Economic Development Week, what we did is we took key drivers for resilient communities that contribute to economic prosperity and used those by dedicating each day to a different driver. So one driver may have been leadership. And then we asked communities around the state to contribute to that via a social media campaign to highlight what they were doing. Because one thing that we found in Colorado is we're doing a lot of amazing things in the field of economic development, but we're not doing a great job of telling our story. So this gave us a really great opportunity to promote and highlight the activity that is taking place in urban and rural areas across the state.
That's fantastic. So you were able to promote both missions for the Office of Economic Development and International Trade as well as Economic Development Council of Colorado. And to be able to team up that way, how did you see, did it go above and beyond what you normally do and what your expectations were for this event?
Well, this was our first year teaming up for Economic Development Week. This is actually the second year in running for the International Economic Development Council's push to educate on economic development and the importance of it in our communities. And so this year we really wanted to come out with a bang and included a proclamation from the governor as well as a video, which then just went viral. So we were really thrilled with that. And then, of course, our members and organizations throughout the state really jumped on board and put their stories out there and highlighted some of their great success stories and their collaboration with businesses within their community. So we couldn't be more proud of how this campaign really launched, and we're hoping to do it again next year.
That's fantastic. So you think this will be an ongoing collaboration then?
Absolutely. And one thing I'd just like to add to that is we received an award from the International Economic Development Council at an event in Canada recognizing our strong partnership.
Oh,
So it was
wonderful.
great to elevate Colorado to that international level and really drive home that message of collaboration.
And what do you think was the best outcome of collaborating this way?
We were able to leverage each other's resources and strengths, as well as all of our connections throughout the state.
And also just elevating rural communities, allowing them a platform to get their message shared to a broader audience.
Oh, that's a great point, because I imagine some of those rural communities, they don't have quite the same resources and sometimes, and I hate to say this, but maybe sometimes the expertise to get those messages out. Or can you speak to that a little bit?
So it really comes down to capacity. We have some really talented economic developers in rural Colorado, but they wear multiple hats.
Right.
So in some cases, the town manager is the economic developer, and their sphere of influence is smaller because they're smaller communities. What this partnership allowed them to do is to reach to EDCC's and OEDIT's network, which is huge
Yes.
and international.
Right, to really give them more, like you said, much more resources and those great strengths, right? Can you give us any examples from any of these smaller communities from what they've been able to glean from this?
So we've had a lot of press within their local media. So once they were able to send out their press release on some of the successes that they had used as the platform, then their media was able to pick it up. For instance, we did get response from the Pueblo Chieftain. We had response at City of Evans. We had lots of response on social media to the tune of having over 200,000 impressions, and we reached over 8,000 on both Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn.
That's fantastic. It's sometimes hard to get that kind of traction, so that's a wonderful result.
It was.
Especially for small communities. I mean, it's nearly impossible to be able to get that sort of recognition and audience. Yeah.
And then as you see this going forward, to do this again and again, what do you see as maybe new possibilities, other things that you might add to your efforts?
I think that one of the things that we could look at for this next year is stressing the importance of economic development, at the Capitol, and maybe doing a legislative day, or looking at different ways in which we can market, not just within our state, but maybe on a national level.
That's wonderful. And tell me also what you think as we are getting ready, as you're a nominee for the Colorado Business Roundtable Collaboration and Industry Awards. And we put a lot of emphasis on collaboration in Colorado because it seems to come, I think, a little bit easier in our state. I think we hear that a lot. Would you say that's true?
Absolutely, and we have the data behind that to support that. We have a data and analytics team that surveyed businesses from urban and rural corridors around the state. And one of the key drivers for businesses choosing to locate within Colorado and expand within Colorado is collaboration. That willingness for common industries to come together and really break down those silos and work together for those common purposes.
Perfect. And I wanted to ask, this is our inaugural year for the Colorado Business Roundtable to put on these collaboration and industry awards, and we're very excited about it. And I know it's something that they've thought about doing for some time, and to be able to get to this point, what would it mean if you were able to win this inaugural year of this award?
I would be so amazing, and it would also show and prove what we have been working and striving for um, through all of our organizations, through our regional organizations. Collaboration is really the heart of our communities here in Colorado, and we couldn't be more proud to be able to carry that name.
And would you say the same?
Absolutely. And I mean, I'd just like to take it a step further. We love working with each other. We really do,
Yeah.
and we partner really well. So to have recognition for that is really just the cherry on top.
That's fantastic. What advice can you give maybe other industries, other offices of whether they're city-based offices or government related, of how to work together in this kind of manner?
Goes back to leveraging existing resources. So I
Hmm.
think so often as, government agencies, nonprofits, we get so focused on our mission and our dedication to driving that forward that we fail to recognize that if we were to reach out and collaborate with our partners toward a common goal and common purpose, we would only strengthen that effort.
Great. Right. Thank you so much. We're talking with Meredith Marshall. She's with the Office of Economic Development and International Trade, and Kim Woodworth with the Economic Development Council of Colorado. Two offices that you work together really well, right? And then to be able to put this collaboration together to team up to promote Colorado during the National Economic Development Week. Um, just we're so proud of you for all of your great work, and we're happy to recognize you with the Colorado Business Roundtable Collaboration and Industry Awards.
Collaboration, again, is so important to businesses within the state of Colorado, and as economic development professionals, it's a message we try to send home within the state and outside of the state. So showing that two economic development entities
Hmm.
are reinforcing that collaborative effort just really speaks to collaboration at all levels within the state.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Again, we're talking with Meredith Marshall and Kim Woodworth. Let me say it one more time. Kim Woodworth. She's with the Economic Development Council of Colorado, and Meredith Marshall with OEDIT. And again, we're just so proud to have you as nominees for the Colorado Collaboration and Industry Awards, and the great collaboration you've put together. And I know your work and the work of the other nominees is a great inspiration for so many in Colorado to move forward and build these collaborations and connections to work together. So we thank you so much, and we wish you the best. We're so glad you're with us today as we talk with nominees for the Colorado Business Roundtable Collaboration in Industry Awards. And now I'm talking with Kelly Underell. She's with the Colorado Technology Foundation, which is nominated in our technology category. And Kelly, we're so glad to have you here and represent the Colorado Technology Foundation.
Thank you. We're so honored to be here and to be recognized and nominated for the award.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about Colorado Technology Foundation and how this kind of branched out of Colorado Technology Association.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Colorado Technology Association is a membership organization representing about 350 tech companies across the state, and really has been around for 25 years, focused on things like policy, advocacy, economic development, and community building. It's probably what we're most known for, our events and opportunities to bring the community together. And the foundation is really focused on our fourth pillar, which is talent and workforce. That is really an imperative for the future of the tech industry, to build that pipeline, and more importantly, build that pipeline here in the state of Colorado. We as a state really depend on, recruiting and attracting talent and great minds here with our big transplant population.
Yes.
But how do we grow our own and ensure that we're sort of growing and expanding that tech talent pipeline in the state? So that's what our foundation's focused on.
And how do you get on top of that? Because technology seems to be ever changing.
Yep.
Yeah, there's your challenge,
that's a really
right?
great point. Exactly. And that's where, we really have to develop programs that allow for sort of non-traditional approaches to this, whether it's engaging sort of the non-traditional person that you might not otherwise think would be a part of tech, a diverse population, a minority population, really expanding that talent pipeline, and just thinking through different practices, whether it's hiring practices, so considering skills-based hiring instead of demanding that four-year degree that was otherwise, thought of. The world of coding is just changing. It's no longer this white-collar job. It really is a middle-skill job that can be accessible to so many and a huge opportunity for so many.
And so different educational paths toward it.
Exactly. So we focus on sort of bridging that industry to education or industry to training, if you will, to build the solutions.
So you've described your mission. Tell us a little bit about how Colorado Technology Foundation has shown that outstanding effort in collaboration.
Yeah, we couldn't do what we do without collaboration, frankly. We're really excited that to work with several of our members on these causes. It's important to their bottom line, frankly, their talent pool, their future, but also just their general engagement in building the Colorado community. We work with a variety of partners on the education side as well, particularly two organizations. Denver Public Schools has a program called Career Connect, and then there's a nonprofit that exists called CareerWise. Both similar names, related, but different, and they focus on really career awareness and work-based learning opportunities for high school students in the state. So anything, Career Connect is really focused on those career awareness opportunities, mentorships, internships. CareerWise is really focused on a new apprenticeship model for the state, which is really exciting for youth. So how do we get these students in these tech pathways? And the collaboration really comes into play in that they're really focused on that student side, on ensuring that they have the classes they need, the preparation they need, the schedule. How do they get out of a Friday to come join us for half a day over at SunGrid or whatever it might be? So we're working sort of with them, and then our industry partners to come to the table and provide these opportunities for these students. So couldn't do it without collaborating with these partners.
Wonderful. I'm going to pause for 1 second. I believe I set this clock for 12 minutes, and what we want is 10. So when it gets to 2, we'll stop. So I didn't want to surprise you.
No problem. Yeah,
okay, so I'll ask my next question here. All right. So Kelly, can you also describe a project or the kind of events that you come up with where you really show that, where you see the different people you're collaborating with, these different groups, organizations, and businesses really going above and beyond?
Yeah. I spoke to DPS Career Connect and CareerWise. Those are ongoing sort of opportunities throughout the year, fall, spring, summer, opportunities to have those students in your workplace. We also provide a one-day event opportunity that we launched last year called SheTech. And SheTech is focused at female high school students specifically, because we know that there's a huge gap in minority populations in the tech industry. Only about 19% of the tech industry is women to date, even though 50% of our workforce is women. And so SheTech really works on that career awareness, just that this is what a career in tech could look like. And so we had a conference. We had about 60 girls that joined us from 10 different school districts. And then we brought in about, 14 or 15 different industry members to do activities and workshops and mentorship kind of activities with them throughout the day. And that's just a great opportunity. The girls, I spoke to one of their moms after the event, and she just said her daughter had not attended anything like that, and that she really felt like she found her people.
Oh,
and
wow.
You could really see the inspiration of the day, and we couldn't do that again without the partnership from all the variety of industry members that joined us, and then all those school districts that made it possible for us to promote the event and recruit, if you will, those girls to this opportunity. So we're really looking forward to building a program like that out again in 2018.
Well, and I see how important that is, because even despite, boy or girl, if you're interested in tech and you don't have maybe none of your friends or your social group are also into it, it'd be easy to shy away.
Yeah.
So I like what you said, where she found her people. She's like, okay, I can hang out with these people and we'll explore what we're interested in.
Exactly. And we know that these opportunities also are contribute to higher graduation rates and engagement in the classroom, because if they understand what they're working towards as a career or as a possible opportunity after high school, then they're just much more engaged in their classroom activities that are aligning towards these careers.
Yeah.
So
if they can see how it applies in the future, they'll be more engaged in it all the way through.
Exactly.
Now, tell me a little bit also about what other impact or outcome you've seen from this collaboration.
Yeah, SheTech, so that was just a one-day event example, but we do year-round collaboration with Denver Public Schools Career Connect. So those students are on a tech pathway, if you will, in their education. They're taking classes around coding and graphic design, and so it's a great partnership there, because they have the foundation really to succeed in an opportunity, and then we're taking those students, as I mentioned, and providing them opportunities to spend half a day, 15 students with Microsoft, for example.
Wow.
Touching their top technology, learning how to code, hearing from a career panel, learning what it might be like to be an entrepreneur, anything like that, all the way to some students that are spending an entire summer, if you will, doing an internship with these places. And you can't underestimate a high school student as an intern. I think,
Really?
there's that perception of, am I going to be babysitting? And these kids, their digital literacy, their professionalism, their preparation, and their just general enthusiasm to be in these places, really, really shines and really proves to be successful for both the student and the employer. So to date, we've engaged, 800 plus students and 100 plus organizations in these sort of opportunities in the last 3 years.
Well, and I think it's such a great idea for them to be able to see really how it applies with what they're interested in and how that could be a job or a career, and see that path that becomes much more clear than if you're just like, so eventually I'll have to work and I'm not sure what that looks like.
Exactly. Yep, and you can't provide these opportunities by yourself. We as a tech industry need the schools. We need those Career Connect and CareerWise organizations that are providing the best practices and the models. And we're really excited to take these models and take them outside the Denver metro area one day. So.
And tell me, you just said you were excited, and that's what I was about to ask. Is like, what are you most excited about with what Colorado Technology Foundation is doing?
Yeah. I think that both the opportunity to impact our industry and really build a strong pipeline for our industry to continue to be successful and grow with all that is happening in tech in Colorado, but more than that, the opportunity that it provides the individuals that we impact, whether it's a student or an adult that's getting upskilled or reskilled or entered into tech. We know that the average tech salary is $98,000 in Colorado, which is much more than the regular $52,000 kind of average. I mean, the opportunities around tech especially are just so important. And so just lowering the barrier for diverse populations to have access to these opportunities is what I get most excited about with our work.
So they can see that potential and that they can be, just even better than a middle class income.
Yes.
Yeah,
we know that we have an innovative industry and we need to have innovative paths to get there.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So we're talking right now with Kelly Underell. She's with the Colorado Technology Foundation, one of our nominees in the technology category. They are nominated with IBM and the Center for Technology Research and Commercialization, known as C-TRAC. So you're in pretty good company here. And I'd like to know what would you think, or what would it look like as the Colorado Business Roundtable? This is our inaugural Collaboration Industry Awards. What would it mean to win in the technology category?
I mean, it would be an amazing honor, I think, not just for us, but something that we would share with all of our partners, all the hard work that sort of happens, under the radar to get these opportunities in front of students and to slowly change the culture and to slowly build this pipeline. It doesn't happen overnight. And so I think just bringing attention to those opportunities and sort of growing the amount of companies that might be interested in an opportunity like this and joining us on this front would be just amazing. So we'd be honored, but mostly honored to share it with our partners.
And we absolutely wish you the best. Kelly Underell, thank you, coming here from the Colorado Technology Foundation, one of the nominees in the Colorado Business Roundtable Collaboration and Industry Awards technology category. We will be back with more here on Connect and Collaborate. Stay with us.